Hey guys, it's Sarah and
Lucinda.
And we're Colorful&Co. And today we are talking about, well, really the link between eye color and color analysis, and does it really matter? I mean, how much does eye color matter within color analysis?
Well, it's interesting. I'm going to go off tangent right away because that's what I do. And talk just a little bit about the magic and mystery of your eye color, the color part of your eye, or the part that's supposed to have color. We all have had late nights and everything gets colored. But the colored part of your eye is called the iris. And this is just a fun fact. One of the schools of divination, fortune tellers, have something called iridiology, where they tell your fortune with your eye. Now, I don't know. I have to say I'm a little skeptical about that, but there are some fun facts about your iris. No two people have the same iris patterns. That's why companies can use retina scans to do their security. Your eyes will change color. Babies, their eyes change color to the time they, open them and become young toddlers. But older people, their eyes change color. Like, for example, Sarah's my daughter, and I noticed, interestingly, that she had the exact same hair color throughout my passages of life. And we decided to take a photograph and see if our eyes match. And they did. But the difference is mine became a little grayer, a little hazier. I'm 67 years old. She's not. So her eye is still clear and bluish, greenish, grayish. And mine is soft, bluish, greenish, grayish. So that segues right into color analysis.
What we look at in color analysis, for us primarily it's hair color because you have so much of it and it's such a framing feature, but we also take into account skin tone and eye color. But eye color can be a really great resource to figure out if you are cool or warm, undertone.
And we call our study of eye color a tiebreaker. In other words, if you have determined that you are a particular season based on your hair color, and someone says, well, you're kind of on the cusp, or you change your hair and maybe you're a blonde and it's gone a little bit more golden this time. Before it would have been ash. What you can do is look at your eye color for a tiebreaker. And Sarah will give you the hints as to what is a cool eye and what is a warm eye. And that will sort of help you along. And the other thing is, I have a son who shaves his head. And so how do we use hair color to determine his season? Now, granted, I use eyebrows. Eyebrows play a role. Ladies, they absolutely do.
Because eyebrows are usually your natural hair color. Usually. Everything I say today is going to be, usually.
Everybody's different. We're not automatons. And as we've been told, every iris is different. But having said that, don't get this twisted. It is not, if I were assigning a value to hair color, eye color, skin tone, I would do it this way. Your hair color is 50% of the equation, minimum, sometimes more, depending on how in your face your hair color is. But eye color is 25% of the equation, or 30%, and skin tone kind of lags behind, because skin tone, it has to be determined. It's not determined between am I beige or tan or olive. It's determined between am I warm or cool.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you, generally speaking, what the eye colors look like naturally. So here we have our blues. Our blues often fall into the cool category. We're talking icy blues, those gray blues, the white with white flecks in them, those color blues often fall into the cool category. Now, we're going to show you what happens when blue eyes dye their hair, or they go a different season, or they're warmer. So when we say often, we don't mean everyone. We just mean most. All right. So next color, grays. Once again, they often fall into the cool category because they have gray eye color, which is a cool shade.
I will say though that gray is one of those pivotal colors where you can have a warm gray, you can have a cool gray, because the things that go into making up that gray, if I were a portrait painter and I was painting that, I might put a little more blue in that gray iris, or I might put a little more yellow in that iris.
And that's kind of where it goes blue-gray versus green-gray. So you kind of have that separation. If it's blue-gray, you're going cooler. If it's green-gray, you're going warmer.
Look in a magnifying mirror and look at your iris. What you're going to look for are yellow flecks, which makes your blue eye look greener, and it makes you a little bit warmer. That's part of your overall color landscape.
And then while we were talking about moving from the blue grays cool versus the green grays, which is warm, green eye color. Now green eye colors usually mean warm.
Tangent green is the rarest eye color in the world. Go ahead.
Really? But if you have like an icy green, like if you're somebody with jet black hair and have green eyes, that's going to be your icy green, and that's going to be your cool green. But usually green means warm. Usually. All right, next is hazel. Now hazel eyes often fall into the autumn category, but dark hazel will fall into winter. Then moving on to brown eyes. Brown eyes often fall into winters or autumns.
Let me say really quickly, for those of you who don't know much about seasonal color analysis, the way the seasons are broken up is if you're light and warm, meaning your hair has red or gold highlights in it, and we're talking a little bit about those gold flecks too. If you're light and warm, you are spring. If you're deep and warm, so you've got some warmth about you, red or gold highlights, but your hair is medium brownish or auburn to deep dark brown, then you're in autumn. On the other side, if you're light, overall hair, whatever, and you're cool, no red or gold highlights, you're a summer. And if you are deep and cool, no red or gold highlights, medium ash brown hair to black, and salt and pepper is included in this, and burgundy.
And white.
Oh, pure white. Pure white.
Winters make up a good amount of people.
Yeah, pure white that is not cast in toward a yellow or by the color hair you have left.
Yeah, we're not talking like a blonde, like golden blonde. We're talking white, like
pure
platinum blonde, no yellow platinum blonde.
So that would be cool. I know it's not that complicated, and we will have more charts and graphs that help you kind of get to where you're going and understanding how these colors work and what they mean to you. But basically, the seasons are divided up because you want to be harmonious, and if in being harmonious, you kind of have to make sure that your clothing and your makeup kind of blend and nothing is jarring, nothing jumps out at you. But getting back to our iris and the color of our eyes, some people say that the color of your eyes is a determining factor in your personality. And in fact, in Scandinavia, there's this big study going on, huge study. It's supposed to be finished sometime soon. That studied just tons of people and developed this theory about whether blue-eyed people had a certain personality, brown-eyed people had a certain traits, and we know that, take this with a grain of salt. But having said that, astrology seems kind of weird too. So,
you know what I saw today on TikTok? I saw a video of a doctor who is changing eye colors. So yeah, they like shoot a laser into your eye and do something with the pigment. Oh yeah. So people are going from brown eyes to blue eyes. Well, speaking of blue eyes, let's take a look at a couple people I found with blue eyes that are not cool seasons. So here we have a couple celebrities. As you can see, Adriana Lima, a winter And you can tell her natural hair color is the jet black or the very dark brown. She has the icy blue eyes. So when we were talking about all that contrast, she has a lot of contrast between her hair, her brows, her eyes, her skin tone. And she is somebody who can wear a bright red lip because she is winter.
Now, imagine that bright red lip on me. I have virtually no contrast. You know, if you kind of blur your eyes, everything goes to the same color. And if I were to put on a bright red lip, I would look like a clown. I mean, really, it would be clownish.
That's not true, but the red lipstick would stand out before you do an
I mean, bright red. It would be, it would look like something had gone terribly wrong. You know, you could tell it's the wrong color. Interestingly enough, however, there are certain summer lipsticks, and by summer lipsticks, I mean lipsticks that are categorized for me, that on me look red. You know, like for Valentine's Day, I have one I'm going to wear, and it looks red on me. If she were to wear it, it would look rose-ish, because you're the background. I hate to say it, but let's face it, you're the background on which you drape your clothes, you're the background on which you put your makeup, and your lipstick. So my background is very bland and kind of not contrasty. In the business, we call it soft. That's my dominant characteristic. So I have to make sure that everything I put on my soft self is similarly soft.
All right, so our next celebrity we have is Michael over here. Naturally blue eyes, and he has jet black hair and the beard. That's something that we don't talk about often, are beards, and how, if that can throw you to a different season. So maybe we should have a video on men with beards. How does that alter seasons? And you could see Michael here. He's a winter as well. He has a lot of the contrast between his hair, his brows, his beard, his eyes. So very high contrast here. All right, so moving on to now warmer looking seasons. Now I can tell both of these women are dyeing their hair because you can see Margot Robbie's roots and her brow color. Do you notice how it is not matching so much her hair color, her golden blonde hair color? And also with Kate as well, you see she has actually two different color eyes. If you look at the eye that's furthest,
Dichromic.
Yeah, she has blue and brown. So I was trying to look on her Instagram feed and be very creepy. I don't think she's naturally a golden blonde. I do believe she has darker hair. But I thought this showcased her icy blue eyes, even though she has a warm golden blonde look going to her.
Yeah, and that icy blue eye, it's a little softer. So that softness means that she is not so far out on the color spectrum in any direction. And that is what you're seeing. And the other thing I noticed with her is that her brows aren't signaling a particular color. Although, if you look at her roots, that, you know, it may be just an ash blonde. Her natural color could be like a two shades down from that gold that she has, and be an ash blonde. That means imagine her red or gold highlights going, that would get her closer to her brow color. And then of course her eyes are more cool than, except for that, you know, the little splat of the deep gold in the one eye.
So what we are trying to say here is that the system, by us saying if you have blue eyes, you might lean more towards cool. It's not a perfect system, because here we have two celebrities that are leaning warm with blue eyes. They might not be naturally warm, but they are in these images. And I know Kate, when I was looking at her Instagram, because I was trying to figure out, she's like a surfer girl, so she has a very good surfer look. She does look great in spring, vibrant colors that are warm, but she also does look really good in summer colors as well. So I noticed that she was wearing like this vibrant blue dress, and everyone was talking about how gorgeous it was on her. So that's when you know. I think she's kind of just bumping back and forth between if she's more golden blonde or more ash blonde.
And sometimes it depends on the hairdresser. A woman who colors her hair blonde told me that, you know, she'll go in there and she'll have the color exactly the way that, you know, she'll tell the woman exactly what she wants. and her hairdresser will send her out of the salon as an ash blonde. She said, I just can never get the same precise hair color. And because of that, she actually has an alternate wardrobe where if she's looking a little more golden, she can wear certain things. And I remember being at lunch with Sarah, and my hair was looking a little more on the golden side. Sometimes I use a purple conditioner to make all the gold disappear. Sometimes I don't feel like it. And so this day I hadn't done that. And I was wearing something that probably would have been more toward, it was a little, I was going for watermelon, but it was a little warmer than the watermelon. And she said, oh my gosh, today you're spring. And in fact, I had crossed the threshold into warmth and was able to wear a few of the warmer colors.
The only problem with that is your brows, though. Your brows are pretty gray. So
yeah, wait, I can't fix that.
It's not 100%. The system is not 100%.
The system is 100% because 50%, 50 to 60%, sometimes more. I mean, let's face it. If you look at somebody and you go home and they said, "Oh, what did she look like?" You will tell them, "Oh, she had red hair," or she. But you rarely, if ever, would say, "Oh, she had a hazel eye with gold flecks," because you don't get that close to people. And even husbands forget their wives' eye color. I mean, they don't stay married very long, but they do. And so it's just this much of your overall self. And it's behind glasses, so you might not see that. So don't count on an eye color when you're thinking about seasons.
Eye color is not 100%.
Only use it as a hint toward one way or the other. When the hair isn't giving you everything you need, take a look at the eyebrows, the eye color, and get a few more hints. And I add up my hints because I do look at the skin tone. I see whether somebody has freckles. They're just a few things that will give you hints into one season or the other. And the point is, as long as you dress and do your makeup in a way that goes with your hair, you're not going to look off. If any of those people were to do their season and their makeup strictly according to their eye color, I mean the ones on the right, it might look a little non-harmonious.
Yeah. So hair color or eye color is not 100% kind of system. Really, you need to take in consideration everything else about you. But it is a good indication on your natural season and what you could be.
It's a tiebreaker.
Right. What you naturally could be. So, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. And again, we are Colorful&Co. And I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And we'll see you next video.